Hey guys, I am Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Mythic Legions, Keltus, and Adamon. That's right, my friends. The Mythic Legions line from Four Horsemen Design is a really amazing toy line. I've actually picked up several of these in the past, and not too long ago, I did a big live stream where I just unboxed a ton of these figures, and we had a lot of fun on that stream. And they've just started shipping some new figures. This is a set that I pre-ordered some time ago, and I was really excited about them, and I just thought that they deserved their very own video. What you may or may not realize is that these two figures here, well, they're a little bit of a nod to two characters who I am very fond of. And maybe you got that from the names of Keltus and Adamon, or maybe you can see it from the colors used on the figures, but I think you'll be able to tell once we get them opened up even more. So before we dive into that, I do want to talk about the awesome packaging of Mythic Legions, because if you've not seen these before, one of the things that is so great about this line is that the Four Horsemen incorporates collector-friendly packaging, which means it's not actually sealed anywhere on here. They're just these little plastic flaps on the back that you can easily just kind of bend up, and you can slide the card back out from the packaging, and then just remove the figure and their accessories just like that. That way, if you want to open them up, play around with them a little bit, you can see there's just a little twist tie here we can undo, but then ultimately you decide you want to put them back in the package. It's as easy as just sliding them right back in the clamshell there and putting the card back on. Pretty awesome stuff, great for collectors, but we want to open these guys up because we want to get a closer look at them, so we're going to do just that. Alright, let's take a closer look at Keltus and Adamon outside of the packaging. So if this is your first time seeing a Mythic Legions figure, let's go over some of the specs and talk about what's so cool about these guys. So the figures themselves stand right around 7 inches tall, and look at me just knocking these guys over with my tape measure. They stand right around 7 inches tall, and as you can see, they are beautifully detailed, great paint deco, awesome sculpts, and they have some really great articulation. And one of the things that makes this line so great is the interchangeability factor, because all of the figures, as you can kind of see from the pile sitting next to them right here, all of the figures come with a slew of different weapons, usually armor pieces, interchangeable heads, and what's really cool is there's so many mix and match options between figures, so a lot of people that collect this line do so with the idea of kind of mashing together parts from all the figures to basically build whatever kind of crazy character they want to. So let's go ahead and focus on these two sculpts here, because as I mentioned, these are both supposed to be kind of homage paint jobs to two of my favorite characters, and characters that the Four Horsemen are very familiar with working on, being He-Man and Skeletor. And there's some extra parts, like this head right here, that really drives that homage home. So let's look at some of the details with these guys. We'll start with Adamon here. We'll put Keltus around here to the back. I just really want to focus on the amazing sculpt and paint deco here. Look how great these guys look. Now, these are obviously their own characters, so whether you want to buy these to be like nods to He-Man and Skeletor or just create your own characters, that's totally up to you. It's one of the things that's so great about Mythic Legions. I love the grizzled look of this guy. Great kind of barbaric hair there. He's got this ponytail kind of pulled down in the back, but you can see it's a great blonde color, but has some nice grit to it. All the great shading and everything that's worked in there. You can see the little straps that he's wearing is very familiar to He-Man's power harness. He does also have a spot on the back where, look at that, we can sheathe the sword that the figure comes with. You'll notice that there's also some little slots there and everything on his back. That's typical for your Mythic Legions figures for different parts that you can attach to him. But great deco, look at that, all the way around. I love the weathering there, all of the paint apps on these guys. I mean, they are absolutely gorgeous. Just the amazing intricacies that are worked into the sculpts all around there. And same with Keltus. I love the colors on Keltus here. So he is done in a bright blue style. He is a skeleton, so look at that. He is all bones. I love it. Even looking at the legs and everything here, you can see they got the bone sculpt. So he's got this bright blue bones, but like his armor is this great metallic purple. Look at the way that shines under my lights here. It is beautiful. Great details. Love the skull on the belt there. Kind of the leathery look of the straps that are hanging down from his belt on the loincloth and everything. Just absolutely gorgeous. And they feel wonderful. I mean, the quality on these guys is absolutely amazing. They're solid. They don't feel like they're too flimsy or they're going to fall apart. You can see all the joints seem very tight on these guys, and the articulation is really nice. So here we'll use Adamon here, and we're going to run down articulation just so you know what to expect with these figures. The head is ball jointed, so you can roll the head around, move it left, move it right, move it around just like that. And since they're interchangeable, it's very easy to just kind of pop it right off that ball joint. So you can see the ball joint right there. Easy to pop back on. Got nice tight ball joints at the shoulders, so the arm's got a great range of motion there. You got swivels at the elbow as well as bends at the elbow and swivels at the wrists there, which are at the glove cut as well as the wrists themselves, and we've got little hinge joints. So look at that, a good range of motion in the arms. The torso is ball jointed there at the waist. We do have the nice ball-like hinge joints there at the thighs, so legs can go outwards, move forwards, backwards, as well as swivel at that thigh cut. You got great joints in the knees. You can swivel at the boot cut there. And then down here, we got ball joints at the ankles as well. So look at that. We can rock the ankles side to side. We can move them. And we can even tilt the ankles up and down, moving the feet up and down. So seriously, great range of motion. And the figures do feel nice and solid, as I mentioned. But it's also very easy to interchange pieces. So for example, like he's got this extra armor piece on Keltus here. I can pop that off if I want to. See, it's just plugged into a peg. So if I wanted to remove that, I could do that. I can also pop off the head, and the neck also pops out because he's got the skeleton neck. So if I wanted to use this body for a different character, I could swap parts around easily. It's very easy to do that, and it's one of the things that makes Mythic Legions so great. So let's do this. We're going to swap that head off there. Let's arm some of these guys up. So first of all, Keltus here does come with some different shoulder armor pieces, so if we want to bulk them out a little bit, we can do that. So there's just a little peg on the inside, and those are the holes on the back that I showed you just a second ago on Adamon. So look at that. We can easily just plug those right in there, and now we've got this bulkier shoulder armor. And let's go ahead and just use this awesome head here with the nice yellow and green that is definitely an homage to Skeletor. And look at that. Now we have created a whole new looking character. I love it. So as far as weapons go, he's got a smaller little purple dagger. And look at this. We've got a little sheath on his belt right there. So if you want to put the dagger on his belt, you can do that, or you can have him hold it. But we've also got a larger sword, also done in that beautiful metallic purple color. So here, let's go ahead and just place the sword in his hand, just like so. Gets a nice tight grip on there, and that way we are arming up our Keltus figure. So this is really fun. We've also got this great staff. See this cool staff right here? And these are all interchangeable as well. So look at this. You can see how this comes apart. That way, if you have any pieces you want to mix and match from other figures, you could basically build your own staff and stuff as well. And he does come with an extra helmeted head. And even with this head, look, we can move the little horns on the side. We can take the horns off and just have the helmet this way. So however you want to do it, we can do that. So let's just see what this looks like. Let's take the skull head off. We do have to leave the skeleton neck on there, so we want to pop the head off of that. Then we can take this helmeted head. We can just pop it right on that ball joint there. Good and tight on the ball joint, and look at this. Now it's like we created a helmeted skeleton character. And again, look, I got the horns kind of pointed upwards right there, so we can do that. But yeah, it's really cool the way you can mix and match these parts. But this is what's even really creative about this. There's a reason that the Horsemen picked a head with horns like this to come with this particular figure. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that off. I'm going to place our yellow, very Skeletor-like head back on Keltus's body here. And here, we got this extra head. I'm going to point those horns back downwards. And remember that staff that I showed you a second ago? Well, that ball joint on the top of it will actually fit one of the heads. And look at that. We've basically created kind of a Mythic Legions-y version of the Havoc staff. How amazing is that? So now we can put this staff in Keltus's hands. Man, look at this guy. Such a cool looking figure. I absolutely love it. All right, so we've had some fun with Keltus. Let's check out some of Adamon's different accessories. So his, very similar. So he does have an interchangeable helmeted head. And again, you can swap these pieces off. So like I can pop that little eagle off the top if I don't want it there. You can put it back on. So this basically will create a nice helmeted head. So you can just create, you know, any kind of generic barbarian if you want to. It could be whatever you want. Or maybe that's just Adamon's helmet. And we do have some different weapons we can arm him up with as well. So he does have the shield, and you can see the way they did the colors. Very He-Man-esque, that kind of reddish brown in there. So you can easily clip this on his wrists, just like so. So we got the shield, and he comes with a sword, just a normal looking like broadsword there. So we can put that in his hands. And I showed you also how he could put that on his back. And so there we go. Now we've got Adamon posed with a sword and a shield. But if you'd rather, he's also got this battle axe. And look at this, some more interchangeability. If I want to take this little spike off the back of the axe here, it's just on a little peg. So I can pop that off, and I can put this other blade on. And look, now very much like He-Man, we've got a double-bladed axe for him. So how amazing is that? I mean, these guys are just so much fun. The colors and everything that comes with these guys are an amazing homage to He-Man and Skeletor, but also they are amazing figures on their own, and they are a perfect example of why Mythic Legions is such a great line. The sculpts and the paint deco are fantastic on these. A great amount of articulation for some great poses is always awesome, but the key thing that really makes these guys shine is all of the interchangeable factors here. You can mix and match parts, you can create these guys to look however you want to, and you can even mix and match between figures so you can make whatever you want. So these guys right here, I pre-ordered a while back, and they were just delivered. Now, you can definitely still pre-order several Mythic Legions figures at storehorsemen.com. These two in particular are not available at the moment, but the good news is that the Horsemen are really good about restocking stuff, so just pay attention to their store, and maybe scoop up some of those other Mythic Legions to check them out for yourself. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe for more toy reviews just like this. Until next time.